special recognition to your strong leadership in this difficult process. I would like to begin briefly just by making a quick reference to the long-standing friendship enjoyed by our nations, Mexico and Ireland. As I am sure you are aware, the St. Patrick's Battalion and its courageous struggle helping to defend Mexico in the mid-19th century is still very present in our collective memory. Now, moving to more recent years, we have followed closely the economic experience of Ireland. And this past year, the Financial Times named Mexico the Aztec Tiger, and I take notice of your recommendations with respect to the Tiger denomination. We were called the Tiger Aztec because of the strong and very deep agenda we have in structural reforms among men and economic stability, but as a result, basically, of the experience of the Celtic Tigers in the late 1990s. Having said that, I would like to ask 3 questions. I would like to direct them to the Deputy Prime Minister. Considering your successful economic experience as well as the obstacles and challenges that you have faced in recent years, what recommendations would you have or give to other countries, particularly developing countries, which have opted for open markets, for trade liberalization, and to pursue structural reforms to increase productivity in order to achieve sustainable growth rates and ensure the resilience to international shocks? Second, I'd like to know also what particular policies are you planning to put in place to continue increasing productivity among the different sectors? And finally, just a quick reference in terms of international development, the development agenda, where Ireland has played an important role and has proven its commitment despite difficult timing. We will have next April the Global Partnership for Effective Development Cooperation in Mexico. And I would like to know what you expect out of this meeting, and particularly considering the difficult situation which many donor countries are going through. Thank you.
Thank you. Taoiseach, in Tánaiste, development, productivity, and advice in any order in which you'd like advice to emerging or developing economies with many challenges. So, please.
Well, youth development to overseas to monetary and social productivity. In terms of productivity, I should actually say these items last week. In terms of public debt, we had a small primary surplus in the budget last October. The debt started to fall. Yes, it's too high, but the decision of Moody's to become the final rating agency to give us investment status will mean that many of the sovereign wealth funds want to invest in the country as well and are interested, which will have an impact as well on public debt. So we see that falling by about to European levels over the coming period. In terms of productivity, well, this is we've always measured up in terms of productivity and in terms of our workforce and what we produce. But the impact or the focus now has got to be on the indigenous economy, the generating of confidence there. We recognise that it's too flat at the moment. They're a very strong export-led, lean, competition-driven position now. We produce, for instance, enough food for 35 million people. We've gotten rid of all the inferior producers who have been along 20 years ago. We have a very high standard of integrity and quality of our producing. And new markets are opening up all the time. That's why Taoiseach and the Minister for Jobs have been on trade missions abroad. We have a model of for small exporters from the country, which is very well structured because of the fact that we have, I suppose, 70 million people worldwide because of immigration and economic circumstances over the years. Ireland's got a connected diaspora, and I suppose the fact that we fought in Mexico in the 1800s speaks for itself. Some people say we fought wars for everybody else, and we fought with ourselves, so we're now concentrating, if you like, on building our own resources in terms of our people. So in the sense of our productivity and our capacity to produce, we're on a journey here, and we recognise where we can be. We've set out those statistics in the medium-term economic plan. I think it's important for government to be able to say, we're 2 years left in the lifetime of this administration. And in the course of those 2 years, we have a clear path and a clear strategy. Get our deficit down below 3% by 2015, eliminate it by 2018, full employment by 2020. And that means that you run a tight ship, you run a competent economy, you focus on opportunities for prosperity, and productivity is an inherent factor in all of that.
Thank you very much, Taoiseach. The Tánaiste is, among his responsibilities, responsible for foreign policy and the development policy, the development cooperation, in which I have to say, because maybe shy to say that, of course, Ireland, notwithstanding their financial difficulties, have remained the most generous donors to the rest of the world. So I think it's something we're looking forward to their participation in the Mexican summit that is going to happen in the next few weeks. So please,
well, just first of all, to echo the fact, the close relationship between Ireland and Mexico, and I think that was given an added impetus last year when our President Higgins visited Mexico in October and was very, very warmly received. On the couple of questions that you raised, we are of course looking forward to participation in the summit. I think you are right that the issue of development in the face of the economic crisis has taken a hit. The objective to reach the 0.7% target of GDP, that has been slowed down. We've certainly had to slow down in our efforts to reach that target. I'm glad that the present government has been able to broadly maintain our level of aid activity. We're still among the top list of countries for our development aid programs, and we're very proud of the quality of our programs, which are undergoing a peer review at the moment by the OECD. I think it's important to, if you like, to reignite and to remobilise public opinion internationally about development. I think the review of the Sustainable Development Goals at the United Nations, I think, will give an opportunity to do that. I think setting the world an ambition to eliminate hunger in this generation is something that captures the imagination of the public, I think, all over the world, and certainly resonates with the Irish public, who have a historic memory of famine and of hunger. And I think we need to rechart the international community to that objective. You asked about what advice would we give. I think a couple of things. One is economy is global, you have to be open, trading, and avoid the risks of becoming over-dependent on any one sector of the economy. And in relation to productivity, I would say two things: education, skills, training, educated workforce, but especially, I think, innovation. Rapidly changing world, innovation.
I have to say that, I mentioned briefly, Mexico has put together the most impressive collection of reforms in the last year. So I'd just like to add to Tánaiste comments on what to do. It just says, just keep up the reforms. But then when you do constitutional change, with new legal change, then you need to go secondary laws, then you need to go into regulation, then you need to codes, and then you need to go into implementation. And I always warn our countries when they are reforming that there are a lot of legislative dentists out there who love to take the teeth away from the legislation. You know, the legislation takes a lot of political capital, And then when it goes to implementation, a lot of people are out there taking the canines and the molars and everything else, you know, making sure you got for you, and then it doesn't bite, you know. The powers that be are always there defending their own interest. They don't want things to change. No? So we are here to support the reformers. Let me ask, I understand that there are a couple of media members from Ireland that would like to put questions to you. So we do